Last Saturday, I gave you free pick winners on Louisiana Tech getting the cover at home against Texas A&M, plus South Carolina is the road dog at LSU, staying within the number. I've got three more free selections coming up in just a moment. Going to take a look at the games between Toledo and Cincinnati. Yeah, I know it's not a marquee game, but how many times have I told you guys the way to make money in college football and college basketball is to concentrate the most where the odds makers concentrate the least? And according to that saying, that's one of the reasons why I'm going to also take a look at a game between Indiana and Navy, a non-conference affair going on the afternoon card, plus final free selection in the ACC, Boston College and Georgia Tech. All that coming up in just a moment, plus a money-saving discount coupon code that could potentially save you hundreds of dollars off your total purchase today as we motor on now with this Saturday video report. Hi everyone, Al DeMarco here, and listen, Friday night, not only did you get my free winner on Syracuse, which was on the heels of cashing in with the Tigers and SMU as free picks on Thursday night, but just about every single handicapper here at the site had a big play on the Orangemen last night, and a number of them, no pun intended when I say that, are looking to parlay that winner into a big, big payoff today. Chief among them, Anthony Red, who's coming off back-to-back 50-dime winners the past two nights with Oregon and also last night with Syracuse. And keep in mind, those two teams covered by a combined 39 points the past two nights with those 50-dime releases. Well, today, he's taking it to the max once more. Second ever 150-dime college football play of his career. Second ever 150-dime college football play of his career. Not the season, not the month, not the year, of his career, going today. And it goes on the Saturday night card. Remember his first ever 150-dime college football release 2 Saturdays ago? When he told you to go with Florida as a 1.5 to 2 point home dog against LSU, and the Gators won that game outright? Well, this play is every bit as strong. And listen, guys, you know Monday he had a 150-dime play on the San Diego Chargers. And we all know what happened there. Chargers up 24-0 and then end up losing the game and not even coming close to the cover against the Denver Broncos in a virtual pick'em affair. You know I'm a straight shooter. I tell you the good and the bad every single day. But also keep in mind, on Monday night, yes, he lost. But the day before, he had gone 3-0 with 40-dime plays in the NFL, had 120 dimes profit, lost a 150-dimer, of course, on Monday night, came right back and cashed with a big, I think it was 30-dime play on, let's see, North Texas outright as a 4-point home dog against UL Lafayette on Tuesday night. Then came back with the 50-dime winners on Thursday and Friday night in college football with, as I just told you, Oregon and Syracuse. So he turned that negative right around and he was playing with the bookmakers' money. As you know, and I've told you before, you know, Anthony Red has been a member of this site since January of 2009. Sorry, of 2008. The plays that you're getting are the exact same plays that he is betting, as he has been a professional gambler in Vegas for over 15 years. And again, going to the well once more today, second ever 150-dime college play of his career, and it goes on the Saturday night card. Another guy who was coming off a monster winner last night is Chuck O'Brien. Chuck last night hitting, of course, an 80-dime play, which was his second biggest play of the season on the Orangemen. Well, today, he's upping the ante. One and only 100-dime, 5-touchdown massacre. Yes, he likes his side to win by 5 touchdowns. And why I'm emphasizing that particular point is this. You may recall 4 Saturdays ago today, he had his first 100-dime play of the season. It was his underdog game of the year, and he told you in his analysis, and he told you right here on the site before you even purchased the play, that he thought this dog would win outright. And then he turned around and delivered with UNLV getting 10.5 points at home, coming up with the outright upset, 38-35 over Air Force, which was a ballsy call considering this was a UNLV team that just 2 weeks earlier had lost to Northern Arizona, of all people. Well, today he's got the second 100-dime play of the season, once again matching the biggest of his career. And again, it is going to be his 5-touchdown massacre, as he likes his team to roll by 5 TDs today. So those are, without a doubt, the two handicappers that have the biggest plays today, but there's other guys that have been doing well. Scott Delaney has his second biggest college football release of the season, 80-dime winner, number 10 out of 14, his Big Ten game of the year on Minnesota and Wisconsin. Jeff Benton, who over the past 22 days has made $10 bettors, $2,010, has two plays today. A 40-dimer on Michigan State, Michigan, the big rivalry game in the Big Ten, and keep in mind he's on a 78-64 run with 20-dime releases, and this play is twice as big, and it just hit a 20-dime play, in fact, on Tuesday night with North Texas over UL Lafayette. And speaking of those 20-dime plays, he has a bonus 20-dimer today on Miss State and Middle Tennessee State. So those are among the handicappers that have big plays today. Now, before I get to your money-saving discount coupon code, remember, guys, the Fantasy Football League contest, you've got less than 24 hours or so to go ahead and put together your roster. But more importantly, this is a contest this week that has a unique twist. Only 250 players are being admitted into the contest. It's a $2 entry fee, but you get $5 if you beat the expert. And the expert this week is CEO Steve Budin, who, let me just put it this way. Last week in the contest, he finished 234. 2 weeks ago in the contest, he finished 200. 3 weeks ago in the contest, he finished, I think, 183 or 84. Well, if you can't beat Steve Budin and win $5, which means you made $3 after your $2 entry fee, shame on you. Anyway, it's 250 entry, 250 players that are allowed to enter, and you can do so by clicking on the ad here at the site. And the prize package, $500 total prize package. Top 20 finish in the money. I believe it's $125 to the winner this week, the first prize. So check it out. Click on the ad. It's run in conjunction with DraftStreet.com here on the site. Now, your money-saving discount coupon code today, guys, which, as I said earlier, could potentially save you hundreds of dollars, is going to be 20 Orange in honor of Syracuse kicking ass last night. As I told you, I thought they'd take care of business with my free pick, and they certainly did. 20 Orange, 20 O-R-A-N-G-E. 20 Orange will save you 20% off your total purchase today. Now, here's how the savings add up. And I know for those of you that have been coming to the site every single week, because I've been doing this coupon on Saturdays, every single Saturday in some shape or form, oh, Jesus, for over 10 months now. But for the benefit of those of you that are newcomers, this is a mix and match coupon. So, for example, let's say you want to get Anthony Redd's big 100-dime play or 150-dime play today. Great. You can get that play. Matter of fact, let me just give you the cost on that play. I probably should have looked at this before I started the video. But, okay, it's $89.95. So, boom, right there. You take 20% off the top. So, off of Anthony Redd's play alone, you're going to save, what, $19.90? Then, Chuck O'Brien's play today is $85. You would take 20% right off the top of that because you put them both in your shopping cart at one time. Right? So, Chuck O'Brien's play is $85 today. So, bingo. You take $17 off the top of that. But it's a mix and match coupon in another sense as well. Let's say you wanted to make a long-term commitment to Anthony Redd, who has been red hot here, no pun intended, over the past month and a half or so. 30 days of his package normally costs $429. Do you realize with this money-saving discount coupon code, which once again is 20 Orange, no space between 20, 20, and the word orange, well, normally that 30-day package is $429. You would save immediately nearly $85 right off the top. Again, it's a mix and match coupon. So, you could buy 30 days of Anthony Redd's service. You could buy Chuck O'Brien's 100-dime play. You could buy Scott Delaney's 80-dime winner number 10 out of 14 in college football. And you would save 20% off your total purchase price. The key is, however, you have to make all your purchases at one time, guys. You can't come in and say, hey, I'm going to buy Anthony Redd stuff now and decide 2 hours later I'm going to come back and get Chuck O'Brien's. No, you have to put everything in your shopping cart at one time, and then you take 20% off your total purchase. FYI, I know so many of you use these coupons to renew or re-up your long-term packages with various handicappers, which is the reason I do this coupon every single Saturday, because about 85% of the customers here at the site are really wrapped into long-term packages with one or more handicappers because they see the immense savings here on the per-unit daily pricing. If you happen to be, let's say, using Anthony Redd for an example, already involved in 17 days to a 30-day package and you want to take advantage of the coupon and go ahead and re-up, well, guys, you can. Because all that would happen is a new 30 days would be added to the balance of your current package, extending it forward. So if you had 17 days left, you would then have 47 days left. And FYI, if you have any instant rebates applicable, they would be applicable too, in addition to the savings on the coupon. So again, 20% off your total purchase price. And that coupon, again, is 20 orange, 20 orange. Okay, guys, let me get to the free selections. Listen, Toledo tonight is playing at home against Cincinnati. To say this is the biggest game of the Rockets season would simply be an understatement, because obviously from the little old Mid-American Conference, they are hosting that in-state club from the Big East. Listen, Cincinnati has crushed Fordham and Miami of Ohio, and of course the Red Hawks from the same MAC conference as Toledo. The past 2 weeks, 102-31. But, you know, the thing here with Cincinnati is that the Bearcats have a big look-ahead game to currently undefeated Louisville in Big East play a week from today. Now, on the other hand, as I said, for Toledo, the Rockets, this is their biggest game of the season. And this is a team that has won 6 consecutive games, averaging 39.7 points since losing by 7 points in Tucson to the Arizona Wildcats in their season opener. Granted, they play no defense, they being the Rockets. I mean, they are ranked 108 in the country, allowing 82 points the last 2 weeks against Central Michigan and Eastern Michigan. But hey, they did win those games. And I realize that the Bearcats are a perfect 4-0 straight up and against the spread since Butch Jones came on board versus Mid-American Conference team, blowing out Miami of Ohio as a double-digit favorite at home a couple of weeks ago. But again, Toledo has far more to play for in this game, and I think that makes the Rockets a worthy investment as the home dog in this particular contest. Now, the next game I want to take a look at is going to be your contest between Navy and Indiana. Navy returning home after back-to-back upset wins in overtime against Air Force and last Friday at Central Michigan. And both of those wins were engineered by freshman quarterback Keenan Reynolds. Now, Reynolds came in for relief of their regular starter late in the Air Force game, drove Navy to the tying touchdown near the end of regulation, and then led them to the overtime win. And then last week at Central Michigan, when the Middies were maybe a 1.5 point favorite, I mean, they dominated the Chippewas. Not that Central Michigan is that good, okay? But this was Navy coming off a huge Service Academy win against Air Force on the road, playing on the road on a short week, on a Friday night, for the second straight week on the highway. And I mean, they dominated Central Michigan. They rolled 31-13 in that game. You know, and Keenan Reynolds, you know, he had 3 touchdown passes in that contest, which for a Navy quarterback, you know, that is the first time a Navy quarterback has thrown 3 touchdowns in a game in 15 years. This guy is a freshman, by the way. He can actually throw the ball. But that doesn't mean the Middies are going to stop running the ball, and they shouldn't stop running the ball because Indiana can't stop anybody on the ground. Hoosiers are giving up 5 yards a carry to opposing running backs, and last week they're coming off a 52-49 loss at home to Ohio State. Trust me, FYI, that game was not nearly as close as the final score indicated, as Indiana came up with a couple of garbage touchdowns to make it a closer final than most expected, as Ohio State was up comfortably in the second half. And the week prior, they lost at home to Michigan State. And in those 2 losses to Michigan State and Ohio State, I mean, they gave up a combined 83 points. Hell, against Ohio State, their defense gave up 578 total yards, and they enter this contest with a 4-game losing streak, and now suddenly they find themselves on the road, outside of Big Ten play, coming off 2 crushing home losses in a season that they thought there was some promise, and they find themselves at Navy with a team that is playing with momentum and suddenly can throw the ball. And Navy's only a 3-point favorite. You know my rule, guys. The line crosses 3, 4, 7, and sometimes 10s. You go ahead and buy down the half point if you happen to be on the favorite, and that's what I would do here just for insurance purposes, and I would go with the midshipman in that contest. Now, your final free play is in the ACC. Georgia Tech, when we last saw Georgia Tech, they were getting hammered at Clemson, losing 2 Saturdays ago. You know, what was that final score? Let me just look that up real quick here. Georgia Tech, Clemson. No, and I can't find that damn final score. But anyway, that was their 3rd of 3 consecutive losses. As the week prior, they had lost at home to Middle Tennessee State 49-28. And the week before that, they had lost at home to Miami of Florida, blowing an early lead 42-36. Well, after losing at Clemson, Georgia Tech made a coaching change. They fired their defensive coordinator, Al Groh, the former Virginia coach, who certainly had not been getting a job done after giving up a boatload of points in those 3 consecutive losses. Now they're coming off the bye, and they've got just what the doctor ordered. A visit to Grant Field from Boston College, a BC team playing its 3rd straight game on the road, a BC team that just got drilled in Tallahassee by Florida State 51-7 last week, a game in which Florida State outgained them in total yards 649 to 225. A Boston College team that the week prior to that in New York lost to Army 34-31, a game in which the Army option attack managed to accumulate 516 yards rushing, averaging 6.5 yards per pop. So, now you're going to suddenly take on a Georgia Tech team looking to snap a 3-game losing streak with a brand new defensive scheme, a new defensive coordinator calling the shots, a Georgia Tech team that runs that triple option offense, and you've got a Boston College team that has allowed at least 200 yards rushing in every single game against Division 1A, or shall we say FBS opponents so far this season. I think this is a great place to lay the double digits and lay the 2 touchdowns with Georgia Tech. Yes, it's 2 touchdowns against Georgia Tech. This is a must-win for Paul Johnson's team. They've got to win this game decisively to get their confidence back, and I think they've got the perfect patsy here with Boston College coming in Atlanta for this contest, especially considering what I told you about the Boston College rushing defense, which is ranked 117 in the nation. I think there's, 120 or 121 Division 1A schools anyway. That's how bad BC is at stopping the run. So those are your free picks for today. Good luck to y'all, and I will catch you again on Sunday when we do it again, and this time in the NFL.